Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Frank with me. We've just drawn 2-2 to Tottenham Hotspur at the Emirates Stadium. Frank, you can feel the mood here. You just said to me off camera, it feels like a loss. We didn't lose, and listen, we spoke to Gunnar Lee, we spoke to Turkey saying, the season's over and all that. Like, is there light at the end of the tunnel? I know it was a bad performance today, but where are you at currently?
I think the fact that we didn't lose today is absolutely the only positive. I think you said Gunnar Lee said it. I think that's a little bit of an overreaction to, it's 7 games. It's not over yet. We saw it. Man City didn't have the greatest of starts to last season, and then look what they went on and did. They went on and won the league. So I think to say it's over already, bit of an overreaction, but absolutely everyone has the right to their opinion. But today, from the start, everyone was a little bit cautious, especially when we saw the lineup. Obviously, nothing Mikel could have done about that, in terms of the injuries and stuff like that. We know it would have been 100% better if we had the likes of Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard, who should have started the game. I probably didn't agree with his decision to start Eddie. I would have personally gone for Emile Smith-Rowe. He's played very well against Spurs in the past. He got some minutes in the Champions League. That's the person I would have gone for in this game. But I'm not the manager.
Do you put it down to him? Because in today, because again, there was a lot of individual mistakes. I'm like, there's nothing Mikel could have done there. There was, you said so about the team selection there, but some individual mistakes there from the boys.
No, absolutely, and I wouldn't put it just on Eddie. You mentioned individual mistakes, but there was 11 to 15 players on the pitch today that we had in total. No one really turned up today. I think Turkish said it off camera. Apart from that 20 minutes from Martin Ødegaard at the start. Do you know what? I'm going to correct myself actually. But David Raya today, that's the one I'm going to give the big performance, the man of the match to, my personal man of the match, and that shows you how the performance was if the goalkeeper's getting the man of the match.
Lee was questioning him, saying if it was Ramsdale, we would be going mad.
And I'm glad you pulled him up on it as well. The fact that he was backpedaling. If he tries to catch that ball, he's just going straight into the net with it. So maybe you could have got a stronger hand to it and pushed it over, but again, it's very risky. And that save that he made, I think it was at the end of the first half, David Seaman-esque. And I keep saying this, I feel terrible for Ramsdale because he's done absolutely nothing wrong. But if David Raya is going to keep playing like this, then Ramsdale's going to have a really hard time getting back into this team. So the only sort of 2 lights at the end of the tunnel today, two positives, Raya and, we're still unbeaten.
Yeah. See, I know, and I know people will be watching this maybe, infuriated because they've seen that performance. We haven't picked up 3 points, but sometimes you take a step back out of the emotions and you look back. It was a bad performance, of course, but we have to look at some certain things to go forward. And there's still many games for this Arsenal team to bounce back. And there is some circumstances, like the mitigating circumstances. I spoke about the injuries, and like you said there, we're still unbeaten. Where are you at going forward, looking forward? Do you see the team, kicking back into gear, or are you concerned about these circumstances, like the injuries? Because if Declan Rice is out now as well, that is a worry as well.
I mean, absolutely. The injuries have 100% cost us today. And if there's serious injuries going forward, then they're going to cost us long term as well. It's not like squad players that are getting injured. It's record signings that are getting injured. Top goal scorer last year that's getting injured. So they're going to be serious injuries, especially if they're long term. But to balance that, we definitely improved the squad this year. So what do we spend? Like 200 plus million? Yeah. We should have the depth and the squad numbers to, facilitate for these injuries. But it just didn't work out today, man. It feels like a loss, Laura.
Why is it so infuriating so much? Is it because it's them?
It's because it's them. Yeah, right. That's what it is. I mean, not that it would have been any better the week against Fulham when we should have won again, but it's just because it's Spurs that it hurts. And, we've got a fairly good record against Spurs in the Premier League. I think the stat was in the 31 games that we've played against them in the Premier League, they've only beaten us here twice. Yeah. So the odds were definitely in our favour. And it's just not worked out today.